Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for Saturday, November 1, 2025. And in the news this afternoon, surviving on breadfruit and coconut water. Coconut water from down the trees and the fallen breadfruit are what some residents of New Holland and the Middle Quarter St. Elizabeth say they have been subsisting on since the passage of Hurricane Melissa on Tuesday. On Thursday about 1 p.m., when the news gained access to the area, the first thing residents asked for was a bottle of water. "I'm now hungry I go lick," said 76-year-old Jervis Seaton, a resident of Middle Quarters. "I save a whole heap of people giving them coconut water to drink. We can't get any water to drink, no clean water," he lamented. The situation with food is similar, with one man describing it as a famine. "Food, all of the breadfruit trees blow down, everything gone. I cut a nice bunch of planting, I can't give it away. I have to wait for it to ripen and eat them 2 by 2. We have breadfruit that could be roasted, but it spoils easily," Seaton told the news. His house, which he said had survived all the other hurricanes that lashed the country, was flattened by Melissa, along with his workshop. "Hurricane Beryl come start shake me up, and this one, I don't like no woman named Melissa," he said while chopping coconuts from a tree that had collapsed on top of his workshop. Beryl sideswiped the island's south coast in July 2024, leaving heavy damage mostly in southern parishes. Monica Beckford, who lives in New Holland with her daughter and grandson, had a similar experience. A tree fell on the concrete area of her roof, cracking it, while the wind took away the zinc sheeting on the other side during the storm. "Not even water we don't have. The food got wet. We don't have anything," she told the news as she hung her clothes on barbed wire so she could have something dry to wear. "Water sweep through here like a river, and you can't cook anything that got wet in those conditions. Somebody brought a chicken for me, and that's what we have, and we don't see what we are going to do with it," she said, pointing to the unusable stove and the lack of electricity. "My neighbor came and asked me for something dry because she doesn't have anything that's not soaking wet," Beckford explained, pointing to the wet mattress that was still in use in her own home. Throughout the day, people from across the parish who had converged on the capital Black River rushed into stores and supermarkets, pulling out anything that they could, including cases of water, juice, cans of Arizona, and the cases of Malta. A vendor in Black River Market, which has been practically flattened, asked, "Nothing? You guys didn't bring anything from Kingston for us? You don't know so we in a famine conditions." He then walked away dejected. The team had already given away all water and the sweetened drinks brought into the area to other residents before alighting in Black River. Before Thursday, access to Black River was blocked by downed trees and other debris. However, the blockages were cleared by Jamaica Defense Force Disaster Assistance Relief Team, enough to allow vehicular traffic. Mill strength and the seawater being used to keep Falmouth Hospital clean. In a display of teamwork and resilience, porters and other mill staff members at the Falmouth Public General Hospital are going beyond the call of duty to maintain basic services at the Type C health care facility, which has been without piped water since the passage of Hurricane Melissa on Tuesday. On Thursday, the men were seen moving seawater in containers to the hospital compound to be used for flushing toilets and cleaning the floors of sections of the accident and emergency department, which was flooded after the seawall was breached during Melissa. Several sections of the hospital also suffered significant roof damage, with zinc sheets ripped off from departments including accident and emergency, the health department, and the doctors and the nurses' quarters. Nearby facilities such as the Trelawney Infirmary and the Poor Relief Department, both located close to the shoreline, also sustained major damage as Melissa, a Category 5 system packing winds of up to 185 miles per hour, battered the area. The roof of the historic Falmouth Courthouse, which had already been compromised, was further ravaged by the hurricane. It was not immediately clear whether the Falmouth port suffered any significant damage. Across the seaside town, residential properties were left in ruins, reflecting widespread devastation through the parish. In the Scarlet Hall community, the recently constructed Church of God building was destroyed, while 2 other churches were severely damaged. The Danieltown Moravian Church was also flattened. Flooding was reported in several communities, including sections of Comfort Hall, where one man was forced to swim to safety with his young son on his back after floodwaters invaded his home. His minibus was damaged during the storm, but he was later overheard, giving thanks for his and his son's survival. Motorists traveling along both the major routes into Falmouth from Martha Brae and the Boogate were being hampered by rising smelly floodwaters that made the driving treacherous and slow up to Thursday. Their ordeal was worsened by long lines at gas stations where members of the security forces were deployed to maintain order among impatient motorists. Long queues were also observed at the supermarkets, hardware stores, and haberdasheries as residents sought to purchase essential supplies. As of early Friday morning, the entire parish remained without electricity, piped water, telephone, and internet services, with fears that restoration could take some time as fallen utility poles lined several major roadways. However, workmen were seen in some areas carrying out repairs. Traffic Authority resumes limited operations Monday. The Island Traffic Authority has informed the public that operations at several inspection depots have been momentarily disrupted due to Hurricane Melissa's passing. After thorough assessments, the authority will resume services at 4 locations effective Monday, November 3. They are Swallowfield Service Hub, Motor Vehicle Inspection Services only, Spanish Town Road Service Hub, Motor Vehicle Inspection, and the Driver's License or Learner's Permit Services, Harborview Service Hub and Way Station, Motor Vehicle Inspection, and the Driver's License Learner's Permit Services, Mapen Service Hub, Motor Vehicle Inspection, and the Driver's License Learner's Permit Services. The authority says all other inspection depots will be phased back into operation as restoration efforts progress, noting that Hurricane Melissa resulted in significant disruptions to critical utilities and infrastructure. The Island Traffic Authority says it is working closely with relevant agencies to ensure the safe and timely resumption of services across the island. The authority is appealing for the public's patience and understanding during this recovery period and encourages customers to stay tuned for further updates as additional locations reopen. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.